Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So the passage today from Tanisho is manuscript. It looks, it says copied by Renio, 15th century, and it goes, even a good person will be born in the Pure Land. How much more so an evil person? So this is a famous passage in Shinran's that Shinran said, as relayed in Tanisho, um, the book that was written by one of his followers. Um, and this is a very famous passage because it's so misunderstood. It's so very, very potent and very, very deep because it equates all people. Um, here, what I understand from it is that um, self awareness is so key. Here, a good person and an evil person are kind of the same thing. A good person is been defined in this particular passage as someone who goes about doing good, following the paramitas, doing kindness, chanting, and they're doing everything that they should be doing. So they feel that they are good. And an evil person is not necessarily someone who is bad, uh, actually committing evil. That's the big misunderstanding in this passage. That actually doing acts of evil, the opposite of doing kindness, is going to win you a place in the Pure Land. But uh, more than that, it's understanding that we are beings who are made of blind passions, that we're all, to some degree, evil because we're tainted by these passions. Nothing that we do is 100% good. There's always some element of satisfying our blind passions, satisfying our desires in everything that we do. But we're not aware of it. We can think that we're doing good, but we're not really doing good uh, in deep down, as Yuichi says. Um, in our essence, we are still blind to these passions and these desires, and even while doing good, we're satisfying these desires and doing things that are self motivated, so in self interest. And in the eyes of the Buddha, there is some evil here. So it's not so much about doing evil, but not being aware of the evil that is in us. And again, evil is a very strong word. It's more not being aware of the passions and how the passions control us, how they steer us astray, and how they are kind of dangerous because if we're not focused on them, it's too easy to delude ourselves and keep ourselves deluded, thinking that we're doing good. And if we're in that state, then won't understand what the vow of Amida really is and what it's for. And more than that, who it's for. Um, so the passage, although confusing, is very deep because it brings inequality between all people. And the real inequality, the real is the real difference is the lack of understanding, personal awareness, self-awareness of what our true nature really is. So if we say even a good person will be born in the Pure Land, someone who is doing good and unaware of their blind passions, how much more so a person who is aware, and a person who is aware of their shortcomings, how much more so an evil person would be aware of the vow and the need for the vow and the depth of the vow. So that's the that's what this passage equates: self-awareness and how we're all the same in that we're all leaking the blind passions.
Okay, wonderful explanation. Thank you very much, Rick, for reading it and explaining it so well for us. Yeah, actually, in the chanting book that we just recited, it did mention leaking blind passions on page 46, where it says, Uro no eshin wa kawara nedo. So the worldly passions, it's like leaking out from us, leaking from us. It's like, blind passions, basically like desires. Um, when we have desires, we have to eat something. So, and then whatever we eat, then the waste has to come out, the blind passion. So it's yeah, leaking. That's the reference I think you that Rick mentioned here. So these blind passions don't change at all. Yeah, but the awareness that we can have thanks to Amida Buddha's all nurturing light, that awareness transforms those blind passions from being the source of suffering to the source of gratitude and joy. Yeah, so this passage, yeah, it's the difference between good and evil people is only from the eyes of human beings. We distinguish people because we love dualities, polarities, People say they don't like things to be divided, but actually people seem to love this division because they always are taking side and create so much commotion. Okay, so but in Buddhism, it's all about this oneness. Yeah, so we're gonna learn more and more, and feel free to send us your questions. And yeah, thank you again, Rick, and good job everyone for being here to take care of our mental health and spiritual growth. And have a restful evening. We will have Morita Sensei's advanced session at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And yeah, see you. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.